You see, I wrote this book because I believe we cannot lead other people unless we can first lead ourselves. And so, with my co-author, Dr. Anna Kazan, we came up with a definition of self-leadership, which is really not new. It's just putting together things that have been around for thousands of years from much wiser people than me. That the first thing is we have to have a developed sense of who we are. Across the oracle in ancient Greece, the first Greece that crumbled, it said, know thyself. So we need to have self-knowledge. We also need to know what our skill sets are. We need to know where our strengths lie. Of course, we need to know where we're going, because nobody will follow us unless we have a sense of direction. And we need to manage also our ability to communicate, manage our emotions, and definitely our behaviors on the way to getting to our destination. You can't lead others unless you can first lead yourself. It matters not how straight the gate, how charged with punishment the scroll. I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. The last few lines of a poem, Invictus, a Victorian poem, which inspired Nelson Mandela, who for 27 years was incarcerated, and yet emerged from that incarceration to forgive his captors and to begin the transformation of a country. We need, as self-leaders, to be resilient, to be able to bounce back. And self-leadership is not selfish, because I believe that what our job is as leaders is to empower and engage others to step up to self-leadership. So I'd like to share with you in this fairly short presentation some concepts around self-leadership that I hope will remind you and perhaps give you some tools to apply in your own organizations. Firstly, let's look at what perhaps might be the signs and symptoms that within your department or your organization there's a little absence of self-leadership. Here's a short death by dot point. All decisions are deferred to boss. You get passive-aggressive behavior, no ownership, no creativity, and definitely no accountability. Frequent mistakes, inability to take feedback, and poor internal and external customer experiences. If you have any of those, then please pay attention to the following.